It's fairly recently been discovered that dogs can detect cancer in humans. But this leaves us with two major questions. How are they able to do this? And why can they do this? Well, starting with the how. Cancers can be detected by smell. This odour can even be detected by humans, but only when the cancer is at the really very late stages of its development. Of course, since dogs have a far more sensitive sense of smell than humans, they can detect the smell at a far earlier stage. Now, in some cases, dogs can identify airborne particles even when there are just a few parts per trillion in the air that they're sniffing. So this leaves us with the question, what exactly is it that the dogs are smelling? Well, the general term for this is a volatile organic compound, but this general term covers everything that sniffer dogs can detect, from drugs and explosives, even to sugar levels to help diabetics. There's a specific range of volatiles that appear in lung cancer patients that includes the aldehydes: pentanol, hexanol, octanol, and nonanol. It's possible for very highly sensitive gas chromatographs to detect differences between healthy people and lung cancer patients due to the increased amounts of these chemicals that are exhaled with each breath of a lung cancer patient. It's also possible that dogs are detecting increased levels of hexanol, or more likely octanol, on the breath, as these chemicals have a kind of tangerine fruit-like smell and are used by birds to preen each other, either for mating or for repelling some insects. Now, dogs or their ancestors may have used this particular smell for hunting birds, especially in coordination with the missile-using humans who were able to take down the birds in flight. It may have been translated into now being able to detect cancers. Now, unfortunately, we can't ask the dogs to tell us exactly what they're detecting. With more testing and experimentation, we may be able to narrow it down. But so far, I've just been referring to lung cancer. Of all the various types of cancer, this is going to be the easiest to detect by smell, just by the virtue of where the cancer is and how much contact it has with the air around it. Similarly, skin cancers may also be able to be detected in a corresponding manner. However, there are indications that dogs may be able to detect other cancers. The exact method for this is uncertain at the moment. So that covers the basics of how. It all leaves us with the why. Well, dogs and humans have a form of symbiotic relationship called mutualism, where both the humans and the dogs benefit from the other's survival and general good health. If the human or the group of humans that the dog is cooperating with becomes sick or ill, it directly impacts on the survival odds for the dog. So it's best interest of the dog to see that humans remain as fit and healthy as possible for as long as possible. When a human notices that another human, or indeed a dog, is injured or feeling sick, it's usually our eyes which are the first indicator of the trouble. If we see the bleeding wound or the bruise or some other sign of injury, it's then possible followed up by our sense of touch when we closely examine the site of the injury. With dogs, the leading sense is the sense of smell, which will lead them to the primary site of the injury or illness. Dogs will follow an air current or a plume emanating from a human, tracing it from the point of detection to the source, then normally end up with the dog resting their head, especially their nose, near to the source in an effort to indicate to the human there's something wrong, they need to take action to heal themselves. It appears that man's best friend may be even more help to us than we realised. We just need to understand them a little more, enable them to help us even further.